Hi Cancer, I'm going to do this eclipse reading and I'm going to base it on the Hermit card. The Hermit card it's a Virgo eclipse and it is Virgo season. It's also the year of the Hermit. So the Hermit's a Virgo card. 2025 adds up to 9. And this is the tarot card of the year in the major arcana. So I'm going to see how that relates to your card draw for the eclipse. Let's just see what word comes out. I wrote these words down and they're what the Hermit card means to me. And you have got solitude. Now Taurus had solitude as well. And I remember there was a Cancer card in the Taurus reading. So let's have a look at your central card for the eclipse and how it's going to affect you. Okay, you've got number 7. That's 7 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. So already we're talking about balance, patience. And the 9 of Wands, and keeping on, keeping on. So the recent past, we've got the 4 of Swords, King of Pentacles, King of Swords, now, post-eclipse, you've got the 8 of Wands, the 2 of Wands, and the 7 of Swords. Underneath the deck, you've got the Hierophant, and on top you got Justice. So there's truth coming in, and this Hermit energy is going to help you to find that truth. Could help you to find that truth. So you've got solitude here. Let's just move this so I can see. This is really energy of, in some ways, not necessarily being on hold, still taking action, still moving forward, but not really knowing what the future holds. The recent past, it just seemed like you were really in charge of yourself. You probably, felt quite stable. You may have even gained clarity on the situation. It's almost like something that the rug was pulled out from beneath your feet in some way. I mean, it may not have even been anything dramatic happen. It just might be different energies coming at you and different emotions coming at you, and how you felt one week you're not feeling the next week, or even one day or 1 hour. There's that kind of energy. I wonder whether this is a self-imposed solitude. Here you have got the 4 of Swords. That's a card of, resting, perhaps going into a retreat, or just retreating in some way, retreating and being, keeping your own company. And feeling like, and feeling really confident, if I haven't already said that. There's a really confident energy here, and not so confident here. The the Two of Pentacles, it is about change, and it's about sort of balancing and stretching and, seeing how far you can go before you break in some ways. Sometimes this can be, you feel like you're going to break. And the Seven of Pentacles can be, it is a card of patience, and it looks like you have been patient and you've still got a lot more patience by the looks of it. But the Nine of Wands is that patience is starting to wear thin. It's that moon aspect in Sagittarius. But here you've actually got the sun. So the moon in Sagittarius, it leaves that level of uncertainty about how much further you've got to go, how much longer you've got to wait before you find the answer or you achieve your goal. But here you've got the sun, which is really, really different. How much longer before you can give up that solitude or come out of that solitude, or whether you can see if that solitude has helped you. Because it doesn't feel like a loneliness, it doesn't feel like an isolation as in being without people kind of solitude. It feels more like even like a separation of ideas and answers. It's like, well, what the fuck am I going to do here? And it's almost like your clear thinking has in some way deserted you, or you're wondering if it has. I don't think it has, but you might be wondering that. It can also be a case of, solitude may not be serving you. If you are spending a lot of time alone or, trying to find the answers, it might be, well, just, the hermit doesn't have to be about being on your own in a cave to find the answers. It might be, separating yourself from a situation that is not helping you to find the answers, and doing something that just completely gets your mind off things. Sometimes you might, I wish that siren would stop. Completely gets your mind off it, separating from the bedlam, the noise, the noise in your head, but not so much the noise in society or where you are, but the noise in your head. It could also be that you feel kind of like you're in solitude because perhaps you feel that people don't understand you. There might be a sense of, well, I understand myself. I know where I'm coming from. I know what I want, but I don't think anyone else does. I've got this feeling that I'm alone in that. And the hermit is also about knowledge and understanding and wisdom. And you might be quite confident in that. There might be an area of life where you're quite confident. It could be that you're trying to assert yourself or trying to use that wisdom, and it's kind of falling on deaf ears perhaps, or you can't see the result of all the hard work you've put in, whether that be like academically or personal development wise or whatever it is. Exercise wise, whatever it is. But post eclipse, there's action, there's movement. And I also feel there's going to be, there's unity. So this can be, I feel that this is unity within yourself. This is possibly the end of that up and down stage, which this Two of Pentacles can be. It's like up and down. Oh, I've got to weigh this. I've got to try and cope with this and that and blah, blah, blah. It feels like it's the end of that, and it's forward movement. This is stationary movement. This is in one spot and trying to achieve something. This is, nothing's really happening, stationary. And this is really battling on. So this is where you're at the moment. And this is, and post-eclipse is totally clear. It clears all that stationary energy and there's movement. I feel there's going to be an understanding of what tactics you need to take to move forward. There's going to be an understanding of, I mentioned that up and down, that kind of not knowing or uncertainty about why you feel the way you do, or why you can't be consistent, perhaps. Great one week and not so great the next. I feel that there could be revelations about tactics to use to even out that kind of energy or emotion or mental state within you. This is a coming together. This is a being more in charge. More in charge of your actions, your thoughts, your passions. More able to see with this Seven of Swords what's possibly going to be good for you and what's not, and to be able to take action accordingly, to advance or retreat more appropriately. And certainly from here, it looks like you're stuck in some way. But what I'm getting overall is to trust in that wisdom. Trust in that inner knowing. You've got 7, 7. That is the number of the Chariot, which is the Cancer Major Arcana. So it is that necessity for you to stand firm, to reinforce your self-esteem, to protect your self-esteem, to continue on with determination and stick to your purpose, stick to the fact that you ultimately know what you want, where you want to go. You may not know how to get there at this time, but it is about sticking to your purpose, and that is why this card is the central card. This is a card of patience. This is a card of having done the hard work and trusting in that. Trusting in that inner light, that inner wisdom that is yours. I hope that's helpful, Cancer. Cheers.